Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. So, guys, I've been doing a lot of thinking about ascension and where we're going and contemplating that and getting a lot of impressions. And, you know, it breaks down to where we are right now, which is basically we are living in a society that's dominated by the solar plexus chakra. And when we think about the solar plexus chakra, it's all about us, our will. It's about, when we look at it, it's a survival chakra. It's about, well, it's the I am chakra. It's the self-realization chakra. When we look at densities, different levels of being, and we talk about the ascension process and going from this third density up into fourth density, and then ultimately fifth density, sixth density, and beyond, ultimately to unity consciousness, there is a progression of consciousness itself as it evolves and goes through. Now, we can, and we are, many of us are recognizing our own inherent powers, abilities, needs, and potential. And yet we understand the greater underlying purpose of things. And we understand that there is definitely a need for self-preservation, and ultimately service to self can be accomplished by service to others. And that will help us to get on the path to ascension. So the solar plexus chakra is the third chakra, and again, that's relating to our 3D experience here, our third density. Its Sanskrit name is Manipura, and the location is in the solar plexus itself, and the color is yellow. So it's about self-esteem. It's about yourself, personal power. And what that has led to in our society is a society that is all about, well, everything keeps getting amplified, obviously, as we are going deeper and deeper into this process. There is a divide, a chasm between those that understand the unity consciousness concept and feel it deep within themselves, and those that are still fully based in this 3D survival-orientated world of competition, of division, of striving to overcome our fears by many times trying to do better than others in a competitive way. For instance, think about how our society is brought up, and some will tell their children, you gotta be a winner, you gotta achieve this, you gotta achieve that. We were told the American dream is owning your own home, and maybe there's 2 cars in the driveway, and it's all about things. It's not really, that's all about things. That's not about things that last, things that we take with us, when we leave this realm, which is love, personal experiences, sharing, helping others. We're not going to be able to take the BMW. We're not going to be able to take the mansion. Those things don't help anything. And we see our society is based on competition, and we're sold, be proud you're an American. Be proud you're whatever it is. Pride, well, we hear a lot of things about pride. Pride leads to the fall, right? Pride leads to divide. Pride leads to not seeing others as equal to yourself. In so many ways we've been sold a bill of goods in this society that does push us apart. And there's obviously a lack of compassion that we see in our society when there's such division going on. And we've talked about how much of a travesty it is that food is being destroyed while there's people starving. And how much of a travesty it truly is that some have 2 or 3 homes and others, have no shelter over their head. Well, we are heading into the fourth density. And so where we're heading is to the heart chakra. And that's all about understanding compassion and love. And that's that agape love that we will talk about in churches. That it's a different love. It's not necessarily a passionate love, unless we want to talk about it being passion for helping others. The society that we see right now is one so full of, well, it's so full of distrust, sickness, dis-ease, and the true opposite of love. And, this is not understood by a lot of people, what the opposite of love truly is. Because the opposite of love is not hate, as we maybe have been brought up with. The opposite of love is fear. And it's through fear that we are divided. It's through fear that causes us to compete with each other instead of working together. And I've used the analogy of some of the creatures on this planet, like when you look at ants, or if you look at bees, they have a unity consciousness. And they strive together. And sometimes, bees will actually sacrifice themselves for the good of the whole hive. And they understand that unity consciousness, even though we might view them as being so much lesser than us. And yet, here we are, the majority of us are living a fear-based existence. And this is something that's understood by those that want to keep us divided. Fear divides, and it gets us to look away instead of going and lending a hand. Instead of lifting others up, it justifies the rich and poor divide that we see in the world, which is just really, it's a travesty. It's a real travesty, and it's all based on fear of lack. And when we see somebody suffering, we think, oh gosh, I don't want to be like that. And perhaps it makes us do things we wouldn't normally do. Perhaps, it makes us act in ways that are selfish, act in ways that are fear-based. These things will keep us from the ascension. And I keep getting this message that we're getting closer and closer to a divide, a big, big divide. Recognize again from quantum physics, our thoughts and our intentions help to manifest the world around us into what it is. So if our thoughts are always fear-based, fear of lack, fear of suffering, fear of pain, fear of loss, then that's what we're going to help to manifest. If we believe in a God that is jealous and vindictive and that is coming to punish us all, then we will help to manifest that. But again, if fear and love are opposites, then should we not just simply love God, prime creator, source, and not fear the source of all things? There are some conundrums there because, we are taught in many circles to fear God. But if God is love, then why should we fear love? And what does it cause? Again, we're going from a solar plexus chakra-based existence. One of self, me, mine, understanding the me, which is necessary for self-preservation. But then there comes a time when we are to go beyond it. Just because something worked in the past doesn't mean it's going to be the future. We grow, things grow, and so we are to cultivate that heart-based existence. And we are to cultivate the Christ consciousness, if we want to look at it in biblical terms, which is one of compassion, love, tolerance, and peace, non-judgment. Being judgmental will always pull vibrations down. It will always pull you and the other down, whoever it is. So we must avoid being judgmental, and we must become a heart-based civilization, because that's how we will survive. When we act out of love and compassion and unity, when we realize that fear divides, fear causes restriction, love causes expansion. So simply be love, give love, and receive love. And as we talked about before, there are going to be some things that we just have to let go. There's going to be relationships that we have to let go. You cannot save the world, but you can help as many as you possibly can. And in helping others, you are yourself saved. But at the same time, not everybody is going to be on the same path. And not everybody is going to be ready to graduate. Or as the law of one talks about, there is not going to be everybody ready for harvest. And again, we could look at it in Christian terms, and we could talk about what is perceived to be the rapture. 2 will be in the field, 1 will be taken. And, that is exactly what we are talking about here. It's that heart-based existence that will help our vibrations going up. So this is the 4th density. This is the key to the 4th density. It's all about the heart chakra, the anahata chakra, and all about love. And we see that through love we can achieve amazing things. And here are some statements, some affirmations that you could use. I love, I am kind, I am loved, I am cherished, I am needed, I forgive. I am compassionate, I accept myself, I accept others. The heart chakra flows with love for ourselves, others, and our world. It's where our spirit resides, and it's the most important chakra to keep clear and flowing with ease. And it's amazing, like when we do our meditations, like we were just doing our mantras and meditations, and Cindy and I were getting very, very similar vibrations of the root chakra opening up, energy flowing up the spine, working through the 4th chakra, the heart chakra, and expanding the crown chakra, which is the chakra that connects us to the divine. So love is the opposite of fear. And where there is love, fear can't exist. And that is very true. That is very true. So we are in right now a time period in which the world is experiencing more fear than it's experienced in a long time. And the most important thing we could do right now is cultivate the opposite of it. Not to go into the fear, not to buy into it. And I think what we have to do right now for many of us is we just have to accept that we're not going to be able to change everybody's fear-based existence. We can help as many as we can, but we cannot allow ourselves to be pulled down either. Because, we are those of us that are awakening to the 4D, to the heart-based existence. We are the key to the change of the world. And so we have to hold our vibrations. We cannot allow ourselves to be pulled backwards. So whatever that means to you, you have to embrace it if you want to go through and go up into what is to come, which is going to be, again, what every culture that has these prophecies, and it's a global thing. We're going to something better. We are going to something much better, because this world has been a very imbalanced world. And it has not been based in love. It's been based in fear. So it's time for that change. And we do it one person at a time, hand in hand. So guys, I want to thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and also on Patreon. You keep us going in these times of tremendous censorship. And, it's a conscious choice. And we are, consciously deciding we're not going to be fear-based. And whatever that looks like is fine. Because we're just going to operate out of love, and we trust in the divine to take care of us. And we also know that we're eternal. So whatever happens to the body, it's just a body. Yeah, we still go on. It's all about how we act while we're here. As always, my friends, God bless and namaste.